Let's go over Luke Skywalker's Force powers in Star Wars The Last Jedi. This is Mike Zero here once again. If you guys are new here to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, as you all know, at the very end of The Last Jedi, we are introduced to that scene in which Luke Skywalker exits the old, abandoned Rebellion base to face his own nephew, Kylo Ren, and the AT-M6 walkers. Now, as you all know, recently, director and writer Rian Johnson has been explaining a lot of the scenes, characters, and decisions made for his movie, The Last Jedi, especially on the Empire podcast. Now, recently he actually got into a discussion on Luke Skywalker's powers and exactly why he decided to use that power that we saw in The Last Jedi in comparison to what he had in the old EU and what could have been as well. So this is what Rian Johnson had to say. So, on the Empire Magazine podcast, this is what Rian Johnson states. It was twofold, Johnson explains. First of all, it's tough because at this point between The Force Awakens and even the video games, the level of Force powers has slowly come up. I feel like we still offered a modicum of restraint because we didn't have anyone pulling Star Destroyers out of the sky. And believe me, it came up when Luke came out on the field. I was like, should we have him wave his hand and all the walkers blow off like dust? The things that are in there that are Force moments largely came out of the dramatic moments, but the Leia thing is an interesting example. He goes on to discuss about Leia. It's something that Kathy kept bringing up. Which I thought was interesting. She said, I've always been intrigued by what Luke says to Leia in Jedi, in that she has the power inside her also, and why haven't we seen that? And the idea behind Leia's big moment was that it was not incredibly powerful because she's in space and that doesn't offer much resistance. It doesn't take much to pull her back in. So Rian Johnson actually did have that one big thought of should Luke Skywalker just essentially swipe his hand and essentially make all of the AT-M6 walkers collapse and explode. If you ask me, that would have been the most epic moment in Star Wars history as far as the films go. Now, when I actually saw this on the first viewing, when I saw Luke Skywalker just staring at the 8+ AT-M6 walkers, I was just expecting him to do something incredible, maybe something even similar to that of what he did in the Legends comic Dark Empire, where he ignites his lightsaber and deflects the blasters from the AT-M6 or the AT-AT walkers back then right back at the heads of those things and makes them explode and fall down to the ground. I was expecting something around those lines, or maybe even Star Destroyers exiting hyperspace over the planet Krayt, where Luke Skywalker would use the Jedi powers he has and to take them down to the surface of the planet. That would have been really cool as well. So it is interesting why, you know, Rian Johnson actually thought about doing something epic like that and decided not to. Now, he also did say that Kathleen Kennedy was the one that kept bringing up the whole entire idea of Space Leia when she's floating in space, which is a heavily criticized moment in this motion picture. I know a lot of people did not like that scene, and I will agree that it seemed a little cheesy to me, at least because of the way it was executed, the way it was shot, the camera angle, everything about it. Yes, it was very, very cool to see Leia use the Force in some way, shape, or form, but I just feel like they could have done it in such a more epic way. But overall, guys, let me know what you think about Rian Johnson's thoughts on Luke's Force powers. And overall, guys, if you enjoyed the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.